fly. I be rolling with you, mommy, I be feeling the motion. When I'm inside you, I be deep as the ocean. When it comes to your love, can't lie, it be strong as a potion. That's why me and you forever be coasting. Let's roll. Co-pilot on the passenger side, be so fly. Yeah, she so lit, we so high. Just me and my chick, yeah. Just me and my chick, yeah. Co-pilot.
Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to another one. Y'all know how we get down. This is your boy Rob One, and this is Sparking Conversation, where we spark up and we conversate. You know what I'm saying? And double shout out to y'all. Like I say, each and every show, I like to open up with my thank you to all the people that download the audio version of this podcast on all places that you get podcasts, which is Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Google, all those places. And I thank y'all so much for giving your boy a listen. You know what I'm saying? And also, I want to give a shout out to all of y'all that's been going on the channels on Twitch and on YouTube and checking out the replays of this live video that we do each and every Tuesday right here. You know, Collective Visions is a movement, y'all. I just want to give a double shout out to all the people that work with me on all the comedy skits, all the comedy shows that we do, and just all the content period that I've been pushing for the last couple of years, man. I want to give a double shout out to all the people who take the time out of their life, and some people travel from different places and they come rock out with me. And I'm just so thankful for y'all for all the opportunities that y'all allow me to be able to present to other people by just continuing to stay consistent and being able for me to grow enough where I can allow more people to come on, you know what I mean, and add more people to the equation so we can build up the right type of cast. So when it's time to do these movies, you know what I mean, I got a group of dedicated people I could just pull from for certain things, and then I could go out there and spot check for other little roles that, or, you know, whatever roles that may be needed, not little or big, but, you know, whatever roles will be needed, you know, I can go spot check them, you know what I'm saying, and then grab people from here and there. So thank y'all, you know what I mean? And everybody who watches this live, I thank y'all for sure, because I definitely appreciate it, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into this show tonight, you know what I mean? Before we get into all that, I want to give a double shout out to my sponsors. Y'all know how we get down. I want to get that out the way because y'all know that's important. You know what I mean? To give it up to the people that give it up to you. So Flixsters, y'all know the deal on Flixsters. Y'all already know. So for me, I just giving y'all some real, true, you know what I'm saying, live situation. When it came to YouTube, I had a video up. It was one of the lives that we did right here on Sparking Conversation. And for some reason, they said that I was talking about health in a way where it was misinforming people or misleading or however the words that they use. And then I went and looked at the episode, and I said nothing about anything medical at all. I ain't say nothing about nothing that had to do with medical, or even the guest that was on. We didn't talk about nothing medical, but they still flagged it and they took it down. They didn't even hit me up and was like, yo, this particular time stamp, you know, they didn't do that. They took my joint down, just removed it, boom, and bam, that's it. So that's that. So Flixsters is very important. So that's why I'm over there building up the channel on Flixsters, adding content to it. So as we continue to grow, we got a place where people can actually go to and they can check out our exclusive content. You know what I mean? I don't have to run all around the place. Or, you know what I'm saying, I don't have to be on a place where I'm not welcome. You know, that's number one, y'all. I think with all things in life, as men, we should be able to we should never be in a place that we're not welcome. Like, you know what I mean? We shouldn't fight to be somewhere where we're not welcome. You know, if a person doesn't want us there, we shouldn't fight to have to be there, y'all. I'm just telling y'all, man. As men, we don't need to do that, man. We don't need to fight our way into everything all the time. If we're not wanted somewhere, man, it's all love, man. You know what I mean? We just don't be there. That's it. It ain't gonna hurt us to not be somewhere because somebody don't want us there. You know what I mean? But anyway, Flixsters, y'all know already we going Jasper AI because there's some other artificial intelligence platforms and stuff that's really good and really dope for everybody that I want to give y'all some. So I'm gonna break those down. So by the time either the next show or the show after that, I should have it all together, compiled in a list, and I'm gonna give y'all some more because it's just different. You know what I mean? It's like whenever you learn something new and you're able to share with other people, like some people always say, yo, why you give away so much information or blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people don't understand, yo, that's how you get information is when you give it. You know, I know people out here monetize off of certain information. I get it. You know what I mean? I'm not blind to the fact that people get down like that. I'm just saying for me personally, you know, I've been able to be blessed by giving. So I just got to continue, you know, path on the one that I'm on, you know what I mean, and allow everybody else to be in theirs, you know. But anyway, Jasper AI, y'all know Flixsters is out there, and if you are a contractor, you do fix and flips, you do buy and hold. All right, I got a website for y'all. Y'all know y'all got to get these cabinets in the bathrooms, these kitchens. Y'all know y'all got to make these joints look. Y'all know the cabinets makes a break whether somebody gonna buy that property or not. I understand that it's other little features and all these other things that's important too, rooms and sizes. And, you know, I know that, but it's nothing like having a great aesthetics when a person looks at something and they see themselves in it and it looks great already. You know what I'm saying? So ARR cabinets for sure. Y'all go check them out. But it's not for, you know, just retail people, you know, buyers or people who are just, you know, they just buying a home and they live in a home and they want to update their cabinets. It's definitely not for y'all, no disrespect. It's for people who are investors or, you know what I'm saying, contractors and people who do that type of investing. Because we want to keep on Sparking Conversation. I always want to make sure that we talk about something. Maybe not every show, but every now and then we got to talk about something that got to do with the economy. And tonight we're going to get into something, man. I think it's important. I don't know if everybody know, but it's not all over the place like it should be, but it's out there. And I just want to chop it up with everybody about that. So we're going to get into that, and it's going to be about the economy. But at the same time, you know, doing these reaction videos like the way that we do them, I think is really dope. You know what I mean? I love doing them. You know what I'm saying? I like having my crew on and they're able to give me feedback based on how they think and feel. You know what I'm saying? So I got my boy rolling with me tonight. All right. So I'm going to introduce my boy in a minute. Y'all already know Kev Illy in the building. So I'm going to introduce him in a minute and bring him on. And then we're gonna go through a couple of things, man, because you know, for the most part, I just want to say this to a lot of people that's watching, or you know, the people that's gonna watch the playback or listen to the download. And yo, look, man, I know people have a fear of things that they don't understand. I get that. I mean, you know, a lot of people won't admit to that, but I get it. I get people they fear what they don't understand. My thing is that why don't you try to go understand it though? Like, wouldn't it be worse for you to hear about something and then just go off your thought about what you think it is versus you going to actually get the information and processing it that way and then figuring it out? You know what I mean? So that's part of what we're going to talk about. And then we're going to talk about something else that's been trending all week. Got the dudes a little heated out here, yo. And me personally, I know there are people out here that like to indulge in hookah. So the whole thing that's been trending all week about hookah and men is just been crazy, yo. So we gonna chop it up about that. But we got some videos. We're gonna do some reactions. And yeah, man, I just want y'all to just rock out with us for a little while, all right? And then you know, that's just how we gonna do. We're gonna keep it going. So look, I'm gonna bring my boy on, right? So we can chop it up. Yo, what up, Cat?
Yo, what's good?
Ain't nothing, man. How you, man?
Blessed, man. Blessed. Every day above ground's a blessing.
All right, I can dig that, man. So what's been going on with you as far as the week is concerned?
You know, work, fatherhood, you know what I'm saying? The two things, you know, that I focus on mainly. You know, making strides, man. Making strides.
Word. That's what's up, man. And yo, so look, man, so y'all know, well, I'm talking to them, I'm talking to you now. But look, Kev, so we're gonna go through a couple things tonight, right? So we're gonna do some reactions
Okay.
to some videos. You know what I mean? I wanted to talk tonight about a situation that happened out in Silicon Valley, yo. You know, I be thinking about a lot of things when it comes to, you know, us as a people. Like I wanna be that person that believes that, you know, us as a people really could come together and we could conquer, you know, all. And what I mean by all is not conquering all people. I mean all aspects of life that is what it seemed to be important enough for us to build wealth. Not be rich, but I mean like build real wealth. But build it to a point where it's a community, like multiple communities of people who are wealthy, not just rich or not just got money or whatever that term represents, because rich and wealthy is not the same thing at all. You know what I mean? So Silicon Valley. So they had a bank that closed on Friday. So so what I really want to say about this is that, now think about this, y'all. You know, when the housing market crashed, the government bailed all the banks out because the banks were doing predatory lending, you know, allowing anybody to get a mortgage, giving them balloon rates, and people would be in their house for a year and then boom, next thing you know, they couldn't afford nothing. It was either eat or pay the mortgage. Like it was that bad. And so it crashed. Y'all already know how that went. And when that happened, you know, the government bailed the banks out. Not the people, but bailed the banks out. If nobody don't know what that is, fractional investing or fractional spending. That's what most banks, they have the option to do that, right? So what they do is they take the money that we deposit into the bank. They use that money to go invest in other commodities and so-called assets that they call low risk, and they make the interest off of the money that we put in the bank. They're not allowed to use their own reserve money to loan out. That's all banks. So I don't know if a lot of people even knew that. You know what I mean? But if y'all didn't know, that's a little gem for y'all. Y'all could jump out there and y'all could check it out for yourself. Y'all could go on Bloomberg and all that other stuff, and they'll break that down for you just in case anybody feel like they don't understand where I'm coming from. I'm being completely honest with you. You know, the banks don't use their own money. They use your direct deposit money. Your money ain't even there. When your money hit the account from wherever it comes from, it goes the same day. It's just what your amount is reserved as. Like you can use it, but just know that anything that's sitting in there, if it's in your savings or anything like that, they're using that money to invest, give out loans, and do all these other things. So Silicon Valley, if y'all know, Silicon Valley is the spot where they do all the tech startups. I mean, it's just millions upon millions of dollars that individuals have from all of these things, whether it come from Uber, Lyft, I mean, any of the top tech apps that you could think of, these people out here invest in those startups to get them off the ground and get them rolling to the point where, boom, that's what they got. You know what I'm saying? And y'all all know we all use all the apps, but the bank collapsed. All the money gone. I'm talking about certain people who had upwards to hundreds of millions of dollars in their account. And no, the FDIC only insures money up to $200,000. So a lot of those people that have millions of dollars, they may only get $200,000 back. Like, think about that. The worst part about it ain't even that. The worst part about it is that it's 3 banks that collapsed already. It was one that did Friday, one Monday, and one today. And a lot of people, what I want to reiterate is not fear. What I want to reiterate is the fact of, okay, so before we say this, or before I say this, I want to say this. I'm not giving out financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just based on educational purposes only. And I'm just reiterating what I've learned. If you need a fact check, I can cite my resources for whoever needs fact checks. All right. So at the end of the day, this is all public knowledge. I'm just saying that it's not being blasted out there like all the other stupid shit that's happening. Like, let Kanye do something right now. That'll be blasted all over everything. But the fact that banks are closing and people are losing their money, that's not everywhere. Like, people don't know about that. Like, literally, they don't know about that. And then at the same time, when you talk to people about crypto, they automatically don't understand the reason why it was created. Remember, crypto really didn't really come into play till after the crash of 2008. So many people just looked at the name and was like, yo, I ain't doing it because of the name. They wouldn't even learn about it. Oh, these are coins. And man, like, look at what's getting ready to happen. I promise you, people are about to start running and fucking taking their monies out the bank. And then where you going to put it? You got to put it somewhere where it could grow. Where they growing
Let me jump in. Let me jump in on that.
I got a video we're going to play.
Yeah, a couple of things, man. I mean, I worked in the banking industry. Back when I was in college, many, many moons ago. And, the FDIC, they insured at that time, it was $100,000 for accounts. And that number has jumped since then. But a lot of people don't understand why banks are pushing so hard for your direct deposit. Every single dollar that you put in, it duplicates to a digital dollar. So the banks are already using digital money, whether you knew it or not. Right. And so your $1 is now $2. So now they have what you have, which is now their reserves, air quote, and then they have the money that's a loanable asset, which is the duplication of your dollar. So every time that you go and put money in, anyone puts money in, you basically double the money that the bank has to work with. They take that same money, they lend it out to people. Right. And that's not the only source of money that they get. They also then back that money by money from the Federal Reserve. So they're getting the money for free from you. Then they're getting money at very low rates from the Reserve, and they're charging interest on both of them. Right. So you're getting, the banks are just middlemen in financial transactions. And people, it was World War I or II when we went away from the gold standard. Back in the day, your money was backed by actual gold deposits in Fort Knox.
Gotcha.
So once we went away from that, that's why people say that the U.S. dollar doesn't mean anything, because it's not backed by anything.
That's facts.
When you don't have a true asset backing something, the value is inflated. And we have so many countries that could print U.S. money. They could just print our money. So, my $10 in my pocket can't buy as much because in China, they can go and just print more of my money. So now my $10 don't spend the same because there's more of it out there and it's not backed by anything. So that's where, things like cryptocurrency came about, where it's like, how can I diversify the money that I'm holding? Right. Because we don't really care about the number that's on the dollar that you hold in your hand. It's the buying power. That's so, right. If the US dollar was to collapse, it has nothing to do with what my cryptocurrency is worth in British pounds. It has nothing to do with what it's worth in yen, what it's worth in different currencies. Right. And that's where, people who are looking ahead, because from the, you go to any major city and you hear somebody talking on the corner with a sign, they're talking about the collapse of the banking system. That's right. They're talking about how we're going to fall into an economic depression. And if all of your assets are tied to the US dollar, once the US dollar fails, you don't have anything. You don't have anything to go to. Once the banking system collapsed, that debit card that you value so much, you go to swipe it, you can't purchase anything.
And that's the worst part about it.
That's the worst part about it. And a lot of people, they're only learned one thing: get a job, deposit the money into the bank, use that money to pay for stuff. They don't know anything about investing. The banks don't care about the day-to-day transaction. The bank will charge you money to hold your money that they're lending out to other people and making money on. And then they'll mess around and lend your same money out to someone else or back to you at a high rate.
And then take extra bonuses based on the fees that you're paying in order to keep your money in those banks. Because it's a lot of banks, especially business banks. Like when you have
Yeah.
business accounts, they have so many different fees, and you got to keep this amount of money in your account because they need to be able to use that money. And this is what they want to do. They want to do things at a higher rate. But the
Right.
thing that's going down though right now is that these banks have been failing to give it. But you know why? Because a lot of times people who needed the money, they wasn't getting the loan. Right? And that was causing the banks to fail too. Because if you ain't giving out loans, how you making money? But racism, racism has a way of biting everybody. When you do it to, like when you really live in racism, it comes back to bite you. Look at how all these banks are under this whole watch now because of that whole thing. You sitting on shit that you've been out here investing money that you don't have. And you haven't been lending out money for people to even be paying interest on in order to get, for you guys to really have liquidity. They don't even have cash. Like, they don't have liquidity. So if a person was to say, yo, I got $2 million in this bank, I want to get my money out, they ain't got it.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
I used to tell people all the time, man, I had a few people with millions of dollars in their account. And they're like, man, I'll close my account today. And I'm like, you can. I want all my money. You can't get all of your money. What I can give you is a cashier's check. It's the same as cash, is what I would tell people, because that actual money is not there. It's not there. You can't even go, if you wanted to go right now to your bank and take out $15,000 in cash, there is a great possibility that they'll tell you no, I can give you $5,000 in cash and I can give you a cashier's check for 10 grand. Or, hey, where's the money going? I'll wire it for you. These are digital transactions. They don't have the physical cash to give you back.
Right.
Sorry.
And so now I want to play something. You know what I mean? I want to play a report about what happened, because a lot of people, the reason why I want to play the video and we can give our opinions on it, of course, we're not going to play the whole thing. We're just going to play, a couple of parts of it, is because I want to make sure that people understand why it's important to learn about crypto. Like, you don't have to be a person that just jump head on in it if you want to understand what different ones do. But if I was y'all, I would just kind of pay attention, learn about it, and then make your decisions from there. But I would definitely learn about it, because all coins don't do the same thing. All coins are not spendable coins for everyday transactions. A lot of these different coins are invested in other, tech and other things that's going on, homes and all these other things that you could be making money off of. And you get a higher rate of return off of you having money in crypto than you do having it sitting in the savings or 401k or any of that in some bank. So I'm just saying, go learn about it, y'all, if y'all don't know about it. And then, if you need some information, hit me up in the comments and I can send you to different places where you can get the information from people that are experts. I personally don't want to be responsible I'll give anybody any information, but I'm not going to just give y'all, tell y'all what coins to invest in, because then if something don't go the way that you want it to go, you might be upset. And me personally, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not in it for the quick everyday transaction. I don't even watch it every day. I could care less if it go up or down. It's the amount of the coins that matter to me, because it's going to go one way or the other. It's going to go up or down. That's life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to hold on to it. I'm not worried about the day-to-day transactions. But right now, if people don't understand now that it's about to go up, because why? Because people going to take their money out the banks and where they put it. They're already using Cash App, Venmo, and all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out real quick, y'all. Let me see what y'all think.
You haven't been paying attention. Late Friday, of course, we saw the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. Basically, all of these investments in treasuries and other things had dried up and collapsed, and all of these Silicon Valley venture, startups and venture capital companies had a lot of money in Silicon Valley Bank, and they lost it all. And the FDIC and the Treasury stepped in and said, no, those people with deposits are safe up to $250,000, but beyond that, sorry, you're screwed. And the average deposit was $2.2 million in these accounts. Now, the big concern, of course, is the contagion factor, because as we've been warning here on this show for months, there could be runs on the bank like we're already seeing in Africa. We're already seeing in some European countries, and now starting to see concern about runs on the bank inside the United States, specifically Wells Fargo, a lot of the big banks. So what's going on here? Well, the real secret is that the emperor has no clothes. The FDIC, right, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which is the insurance version of the federal government insuring your bank deposits. You know, whenever you go into a bank, it says FDIC insured. Well, it's insured up to $250,000. But the real story, of course, is that they have trillions of dollars that they have to insure, but they only have a couple hundred billion, about 200 billion in assets to cover all of that. So what happens if you want to take your money out of the bank and everyone decides, I don't trust the banking system anymore. I'm going to go to cash. I'm going to take it out. I'm going to put it in real estate, gold and silver, or Bitcoin, but I don't trust the banking system anymore. Well, guess he doesn't have money to cover.
I want to now think about that, Kev. Like, imagine, man, like people gotta understand, man, like it's not all over the news like it should be, but this just happened Friday, yesterday, and today.
Mm-hmm. And there's more to come. This is a sign of what's to come. This isn't the peak. This is just the beginning.
Yo, we gotta figure it out, yo. But it's a way. So that's what I've been thinking about, man, a lot. Like, you know, because even when doing the research about crypto, the one thing that it made me do was try to figure out what was the mindset of the person who created it. What were they thinking about?
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? In order to make it technology based, where nobody could do nothing to it, like nobody can stop it, shut it down. No government, no person, you can't stop it at all. So I've been really doing some research on it to try to figure out there had to be a reason why this was created. It wasn't just something that, you know, and it had to be by somebody with a very, very high intelligence level. And I'm talking about like super intelligent, you know, not just no, you know, person that's, you know, regular person out here. I'm talking about super intelligent, highly intelligent person came up with, or group of people came up with the concept of Bitcoin, and then, you know, its concept of cryptocurrencies and all that other shit that's going on. Because I mean, to say it's revolutionary is like an understatement, kind of. You know what I mean? Like you can do everything like with it, and this is the thing. Like nobody can control it. So for all those people that was out there saying, "Oh man, cryptocurrency, that's a mark of the beast, where everybody gonna be under one currency." No, it ain't. No, it ain't. That's the point. You better pay attention. The one thing that everybody is getting up under, or the one thing that is accepted everywhere, is the US dollar. How about them apples? If you want to talk about something being, the mark of the beast and all that, everybody under one currency, shit, the only one currency that's accepted everywhere is the US dollar. Everywhere.
Every country. Every place you go, they have to accept the US dollar. Everywhere.
They take it. I don't care where. I don't care. Everywhere don't take the euro. Everywhere don't take the yen. Everywhere don't take the pound. Like I know that the pound is worth more, but they still can't go everywhere with the pound and just show up. You could go anywhere in the world with a US dollar.
That's
right. You gotta take it. So if you really want to put it there, so you know what I'm saying? Like, let's really be honest. But when you go to crypto, it's so many different ones. You just got to find out what you into. Are you into gaming? There's some over there. You can invest in those. Gaming is going up like crazy. Virtual reality. You into virtual reality? Boom, there's some coins over there for that. That's going up like crazy, especially after COVID. You know what I'm saying? What you into? You into sports and gaming? Boom. It's over there. What you into? Boxing. I mean, what part of sports is over? Go get you some coin. Invest in that. Like, oh, you into real estate? Okay, bet. You into real estate investing? All right, bet. So boom, there's some coins that you can. What you into? You into tech? Like you into, okay, boom. That's how cryptocurrency works. People get confused with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like gold. It's like whatever you would consider gold to be. That's what Bitcoin is. So Bitcoin would be something that you put in, and it's almost like the ultimate savings bank. I know from understanding from where it fell down to where it is now, but you got to think about where it started to where it is now. It started at 0.00000.1. So to get up to 56,000 per coin and then fall down to where it is now, well, but lower than what it is now, and now it's at 20-some thousand. You got to kind of think about that. Wouldn't you rather have been in it when it was 000? No, shit. Would you rather have been in it when it was just a penny to where it is now? So that's what I'm saying. So when you learn about new ones and then you all of a sudden you're like, damn, look at Ethereum. Why is it, then you learn what happened. So that's all I'm saying, people. Go learn it from that standpoint. So Kev, what you think, man? What you think about the video and what he said, yo?
I mean, I think that it's kind of like I said, it's kind of the start of what's to come. Because people for a long time have just trusted in banks. They've just kind of trusted in just one way of doing things. And, they say that, the smart people are investing their money because you have to make your money make money. And usually an investment is tied to an asset or it's tied to the success of a company that's buying a stock, because you're saying, hey, this particular company is going to be more successful. The more money this company makes, the more valuable my stock is. Yep. That's why people buy commodities like, real estate, or they buy, gold or silver. They buy something that is going to appreciate over time, something that actually has a tangible value. Now, when you're just, I went in and opened a bank account today. In the midst of all of this, I opened up with a credit union, typically because they treat their members better. As me as a person that has other endeavors, I know that once my personal account's going, I get my business accounts there. Now they're going to advance me more lines of credit than I would get at a traditional bank. True. And this is kind of where people walked into the problems with SVB. This was a bank for a lot of startups. So a lot of startup companies who have major ideas, that's the thing. For every one Bitcoin, there's 1,000 of cryptocurrencies that failed because they didn't have the infrastructure in place. They didn't think big enough. It's the what if mentality. And then how do I make this live on beyond me and have it not tied to anything to do with me? And that's what Bitcoin was able to kind of do, where it's like, you know what? It's bigger than the US dollar. It's bigger than any currency. It's something that can be transferred here, there, and you can utilize. Because before, when it first came out, you couldn't buy anything with it. It was just something that people were just mining it. So people would set up computers to mine Bitcoin because it's a sequence of numbers. So people are sitting here mining it. And that's the thing. Like you said, it was a fraction of a penny at one point. So if you had $100 worth of it, let's say you had 1,000 Bitcoin. We'll keep the numbers really simple. When it hit $56,000 and you have 1,000 of them,
and you pay.
Listen, you are paid beyond recognition. That's more than your job will ever pay you.
Any job. I mean, any job will ever. Businesses. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't even need to start a business with that, because you could take that money and use that to invest in other companies like stocks.
Right.
And because people should, I this is just my opinion. Again, I'm not giving out financial
advisors.
No, not at all. We're just giving y'all our opinion, but your portfolio should be diverse. It shouldn't just be cryptocurrency. It should be stocks too. Like you should be investing in tech stocks or, stocks that mean something to you where you spend your money. You go to Target, you go to Walmart, where do you go? You should be buying those type of stocks too as well. So you could get, and then like I said before, a lot of these stocks pay dividends. So the more that you invest in these companies and then they're making money, then your dividend is going to be higher that they pay out. And the dividend is profits that the companies make. They share it with their shareholders. So if you got stock in a company that pays out dividends, you get a percentage based on how much money you have invested in the company. You get a percentage based on that of their profits. That alone can pay for whatever you're going to get. So think about this. A lot of times, what a lot of people don't know, like I heard this from a guy who's like a guru in finance, and he says, when people go to these stores, he said, why do you think during any time there was a recession or any time that it was something going on that the major stores would close, but none of the Gucci, Louis Vuitton, none of the high-end stores had to deal with any of that? They said, why do you think that? And I was like, well, I mean, I don't know why. I said, I guess because, they're able to pay for things off of just maybe one or two things being sold. I don't know. I was just trying to think of something that was out the box. And then, what it came back to was, no, he said, not only that, he said they got a bunch of people out here who invest in the company. So they go and take the money that they make off of dividends and come right back in the store and use that money to buy the product.
That's smart.
So kind of think about that. So if a company gonna give you some of their profits and then they give it to you and you take them profits and give it right back to them.
That's brilliant. I mean, that's ownership.
So
think
about that. So then that means that the people out here who was hurting and couldn't even, and all the people who are millionaires and rich, they were still able to shop and they were still able to do these things. It's because they the ones that was giving the stores their money back to so to speak. It was like they was doing their own version of what the government did after COVID, just giving people money to boost the economy, and then people went out there and they spent the money in different places so things would stay open and keep working. But that's the same concept of a company that you invest in that pays out dividends. They pay out, some pay out quarterly and some pay out twice a year. But think about that. Even if it's quarterly, all the money they made in 3 months, boom, you get a percentage of that. If it's twice a year, 6 months, just think about that. That's the check that you, or that's the deposit. That's what you get. So of course they're going in there buying $10,000, $12,000, $13,000 bags because they own 300-400 shares of this fucking company.
Right.
At $200
a share.
Yeah, $200, $300 a share. You know what I'm saying? Think about Apple, or think about, you got an iPhone. If you got an iPhone, all the iPhone users, if you're not investing, Apple is a company that pays a dividend. So think about that. You could be getting your whole phone bill paid off of you just paying your phone bill through Apple if you just invest in the company.
Yeah, that's one of the things that you said. Something that you said about your crypto. You don't look at it as like a day trader, and that's what I think a lot of people do. A lot of people, I'm gonna call it a roller coaster mentality, right?
True.
You might wait in line for an hour to get on a roller coaster. Roller coaster is 2 minutes or less. Okay. Right. You'll go through your climbs, you'll go through your dips, your circles. You'll be upside down, and people will want to get off at these different points. Oh, we've reached the highest point. I don't want to take this fall. Let me jump off. You can't. You're locked in. You're going down. You're going through loops. You're doing all of this. And people make their investments on a roller coaster mentality. Gotcha. Oh, man, this was $100 when I bought it. It's up to $1,000. I'm getting out now. I'm up. Okay, that's fine. Or, man, you invested $100. It dropped down to $10. Oh man, I'm out, man. I done lost $90. It's a mentality. You haven't lost anything until you sold. You haven't made anything until you sold. So my thing is, people who stuck with Disney, people who stuck with Microsoft, people who stuck with Coca-Cola, people who stuck with Amazon, people who stuck with all of these different companies through the ups and downs, Google, they've all had these tough periods, and look at them now. And that's the thing, where a friend of mine a couple of years ago, her grandmother died and left her Coca-Cola stocks that she bought when Coca-Cola was, pennies to the dollar. And now Coca-Cola is worth how much? You know what I'm saying? That's generational wealth. Yeah, the great granddaughter, she may just sell it because she's just like, oh, I see today's value, but she's not looking long term like her grandmother did. Her grandmother was like, hey, this is something that's going to continue to grow because people are going to continue to drink Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is going
Right,
to continue to acquire different companies. And like any good company, like McDonald's, for example, they diversify.
right.
McDonald's is not just a burger and fry company. They are the largest holder of
Real
real
estate.
estate in the
Yep,
world. So
exactly.
yeah, they're more than just McNuggets, people. They're more than just McNuggets. And that's how you
Yep,
take one thing and you are able to acquire other assets with it.
that's
Because
right.
the
That's right.
money, their money's not just tied to nuggets and fries. And that's the
Nope.
thing, man. So, once
They
again, I'm not a
own the
financial,
buildings. You
they
right.
own
Nah,
the buildings.
they
And then
own the buildings. Yeah.
yeah, because why rent from someone or pay a lease to someone? I own this, I can pay myself. I'm reinvesting in myself. Like,
Every
and
time. Yeah.
then every single time, and that's the thing. I'll say this one other point, and then I'll we can go on to the next thing. Um, one of the companies that I worked for, I try not to divulge too much information. They were smart. They said, you know what? Let me own every aspect of my business.
Right.
So, from the creation of the asset to the transportation of the asset, the resale of the asset, the initial sale of the asset, just every single thing that I could pay somebody else for, let me have
Right.
a company that does that. So we'll use McDonald's.
All right.
McDonald's has a partnership with a chicken farm.
Right. Gotcha.
McDonald's realizes that they are the primary customer of said chicken farm.
Right.
McDonald's says, you know what? This is my chicken farm now. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to produce my own chicken. Then the trucks that take the chicken from the slaughterhouse to processing, I'm
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
own
Yeah.
those trucks. I'm going to own the processing plant. I'm going to own the packaging that is packaged in, the company that makes the boxes, that makes the wrappers. I'm going to own who makes the cups. Every
Right.
single step of this transaction, I'm paying myself for this.
Wow.
You ordered 1,000,000 cups. I made the cups. You know what I'm saying? I created the plastic that the cups, that they came in. The trash
Wow.
company that comes and picks up, that's me too. I own this
Wow.
this company that picks up my trash, that recycles my grease. That's that all of my byproducts, all of my waste. I own every aspect of my business, so I'm never paying out to someone else. That
Wow.
company, I won't say who they are, but man, brilliant, 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 brilliant. And that's what people have to do. You have to diversify. And then if you're
Right.
not going to diversify, man, you got to understand every aspect of your business, what it takes to run that business, and how you can be just your maximum profit. But that's the
That's
thing.
right.
Not everybody wants to think like that. So yeah, if you're not going to dive that deep into it and own, airlines and all of this stuff to transfer, think about FedEx, for example. The planes that they fly, they
They
own
own.
those. The trucks, they own. The facilities, they
They
own.
own.
The, they own all of it. So they're able to control your transaction from the beginning all the way to the end, and they profit off of every aspect of it.
Yep. And then
I mean,
package, every
every
package
single package,
that
every
gets
penny,
scanned, every can. Yep. They
you
get it
know,
all. And so you gotta, like I said, we as a people gotta pay attention to a lot more than what's going on in pop culture. We're gonna have to start
right.
really taking advantage of this information that we're able to get through these smartphones and start researching about economics and learning how to build our wealth, because I promise y'all, man, changes is always it's inevitable, man. No matter what you think or whatever you do, you don't got to believe in something for it not to be real. I would say just learn about it. That way, so
Hmm.
whenever you face them with it, regardless if you believe in it or not, at least you'll know about it so you can make a decision. The worst thing is trying to learn something after it's already here. Like, it's too late.
Mm.
If you go sit down and take the test, but you ain't study for it, it's too late. You got to study for the test so you can be ready. My thing is that just be ready. So you don't, what's the saying? Stay ready so you don't have to
So
get
you don't got
ready.
to get ready. Yes,
You know what I
sir.
mean? All right, so
Yes, sir.
look, we're going to switch real quick. We're going to switch the channels real quick. I guess, okay, ending thoughts. Any thoughts about what we just talked about? I suggest that people that are watching, just an opinion, not giving you financial advice. Remember, if you make any type of investments, do your research before making any investments. All right, bet. So with that being said, I'm saying I just think now y'all need to really pay attention to what's going on. Get out there, start finding different ways to invest your money. Okay? The banking system itself is failing. Silicon Valley, where all the tech startups and millions of dollars these people were depositing into these banks, their money is gone, yo. Gone. So
Going with
if
the
that's
wind.
not a sign for y'all to understand, and like these people wasn't living check to check. Imagine for those people who are living paycheck to paycheck right now. You might have a little bit of savings, you might got some 401k, but you figure it out. All I'm saying is go figure it out. All the banks are under watch. 3 banks in the last 3 business days have failed and closed down, and people have lost money. It's people out here right now somewhere that is really contemplating jumping off of something because of how much money is gone right now. And I'm not even really trying to be funny. I'm saying that this is real, like real. So assets, y'all, assets over liabilities. Start investing in assets. Find you a passion for learning about assets and invest in them. Please get your money out these 401ks. Most of y'all know that y'all can borrow from your 401k anyway. Take that money and go put it somewhere else. Just keep moving it. You can pay yourself back in 401k while you're still working for a job, however that works. But listen, figure it out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, use your smartphone. It's a smartphone. Use it for something smart. It could be 5 minutes a day. 5 minutes a day, something that you want to learn about. You pull it up, you look into it. That's it. You know, it takes time. You know, and if you really want to invest in, go and meet with a professional. If that's what you choose, go meet with a professional. You don't have to do it on your own. You don't have to use none of these apps. If you want to go the old-fashioned way and meet with someone who's a financial advisor for one of these major companies, you can do it. You know, they may require a little bit more money for that conversation. They may want 10 grand minimum, but you know, if you understand the concepts, maybe you can do some of that for yourself. But if you just don't trust yourself to learn this information, then, you know, go out there and get it from somebody else. But, you know, use a smartphone for something smart. You know, there's only so many twerk videos you can watch. There's only so much of other people's life that you can watch. Take a couple of minutes to invest in yourself, in your future. Acquire knowledge. Knowledge is really the only currency. Ra, I commend you, brother, because you always are giving this stuff away for free to people. You know what I'm saying? You come up on something, you give it to us for free. You know, and then do people, you know, what are we going to do with it? Because what are we going to do with it? You know, because.
But you know one thing about it, though, B, like they always say, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I know that a lot of people, y'all understand, for those of y'all that are watching, the LLC luncheon is coming. To all my people who got an LLC, we are going to all be in the building, different industries. We're all going to be in one building under one roof. We're going to be breaking bread, and we're going to be rocking. We're going to be giving each other all these different tips and helping each other learn how to cross promote each other's brands. And it's a really dope event. So if y'all want to know more about the LLC luncheon, make sure y'all hit me. All right. Y'all can hit me at, sparkingconversation@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to just, reach out, just put in the subject line, LLC luncheon. You must have an LLC to attend or be part of an LLC to attend. You know what I mean? It will be a fee per seat. You know what I mean? But that includes, we're going to have a chef on deck. We're going to have drinks and, you know what I'm saying, all other kind of stuff. Plus, you're going to be getting all kind of knowledge and making connections that you're not going to be able to make other places. I mean, we're going to have investors there. We're going to have hard money lenders in there, all kind of people that's in there. I mean, it's so many different scenarios that could come together that people don't know about. So if y'all want to be part of the LLC luncheon, make sure y'all hit me up at sparkingconversation@gmail.com. In the subject line, all you got to do is put LLC luncheon. And then boom, as we get more information, we'll email y'all, get y'all all the links and stuff, and y'all can secure y'all seats and be in the building. I'm telling y'all don't want to miss that, yo. All right. So look, Kev, we're about to switch it real quick because trending this week. Now, see, I know, so we hang out, right?
We do.
And it's
Yeah.
a bunch of places that we've gone and we have actually, smoked hookah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I personally
Yeah.
know that, hookah is more of a Middle Eastern thing and it's definitely a masculine thing to do. I don't really think a lot of women in the Middle East do hookah. I can't really say that. I don't see them doing it. I know that they do it here, but I mean, like, I don't know if that's a thing over there. They don't necessarily show it. But now what is being said is that if you are a straight man, you're not supposed to be indulging in hookah at all. Like, and this is coming from someone from the LGBTQ community. It's saying that
Okay.
straight men are not supposed to be using hookah. Like, they say it's a sign that if a man smokes hookah, that he is, yeah. So let me play this video real quick because I want.
Yeah.
So I was watching the Joe Budden podcast. I saw a couple of other people who had this video up. It's just that the audio. So I'm just going to play the audio from the guy that said it. Now this guy is one of these internet dudes that one of these internet dudes that had a show or something. And he finding men and all that other shit. So anyway,
Hey, nah.
his name is Saucy. His name is Saucy Santana. All right. So
that tells me everything I need to know.
Yep, he's actually LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? And then so he is saying that based on how they look at it from their community at us as supposed to be straight men using hookah. Like, so listen to this, y'all. I don't know. It's
Okay.
crazy.
You don't need to be smoking a hookah, baby gal. You need to be rolling you up a wood. You need to be smoking you some
Backwood.
okay? You don't need to be sucking down a hookah, bad bitch, baddie. You was in
All right. So I mean,
there's a lot. There's a lot to unpack in this this little snippet. You know what I'm saying? So let me understand this. Am I still on the camera? Because I know my phone be messing up. Am I still here?
no, you there? Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a hookah, once again, has Middle Eastern descent. If you go over to Dubai, you go to Abu Dhabi, you go anywhere over there in the Middle East, it's something that they do as part of a relaxation ritual, whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
And you go to these lounges, and that's where it happens at. When you think about the real hookah lounges here, same thing. 9 times out of 10, the owner is a guy who's Middle Eastern or of Middle Eastern descent. Okay,
Right.
let's establish that fact there. Now, in that culture, that is a very homophobic culture. Okay,
Right.
you can't be as openly yourself. I'm going to say that. Don't want to offend anybody. You can't be
Right.
as openly yourself if your viewpoints are alternative. So, how can you take something that is really like, hey, being a man, this is what you do, and then you bring it over here, and then some guy who has an alternative lifestyle takes claim to it? You can't take
Yeah.
claim to it. It's not
That's
yours to
crazy.
take claim to, and you can't assign sexuality to an action of smoking. Like,
That's fact.
that's the thing. Like, you're talking about, oh, suck it down. Like, listen, bro, you're doing too much. Mind you, with hookah, it's more sanitary than us passing a backwood. You know what I'm saying? We all
That's
have our
true because your
own.
own tip.
You have your own tip. You know what I'm saying? So it's not me watching you lick the blunt, light it up, pass it around, and we've all smoked off the same blunt. But that's okay. There's never been a problem with that. That's fine. But me being at a bar, paying for a hookah, and we're out here lounging and we all have our own tips, somehow that is not masculine and it's against being straight. It makes you gay because you smoke hookah. Come on, bro.
Exactly.
It's a reach.
And that's why I say, you know, this culture is about, you know, like, because people have an opinion, they feel like they should just say whatever comes to their mind. And me personally, this is why I don't like to speak on that community's issues and things like that, because I don't feel like as a straight man I should be speaking on LGBT, you know, that community's issues. That's not my place to speak on. And I really feel like people from that community, if you want to separate yourself, if that's your goal, because I don't see, they didn't have no straight community. There's no such thing as a, you know, the other alphabets in between the LGBT. There's none for straight people. Like, straight people haven't came together with their own coalition and their own day and all of that. They're not separating. So for those that want to separate yourself, that's fine. But I feel like if you want to separate yourself, you shouldn't speak on issues that concern straight people.
Right.
Like, I get that you got a bunch of down low men and all that. I get that. We understand that. But there's a bunch of bisexual women out here too that sleep with men and women. So I mean, it's no need for that. Like, really stay over there. Like, if you feel like men that do that, that's cool. But then at the same time, who refers to a hookah as being sucked down? Like, what are you talking about? Like, fam, everybody got their own tip.
Right.
So what is you sucking down, yo? Like, I don't understand, yo, B. And then the way that you pull from a hookah, you only put, it's only the tip. Now, I get that there's a place that Vernon was here, he'd be like, pause. Yeah, I get, because I'm just saying, put the tip in the mouth and all that other dumb shit. But at the end of the day, I'm saying, yo, y'all should just not speak on anything that got to do with straight men, if that's the case, man. Just stay separated if you want to separate yourself. Like, you don't have to, because I have family members that are in that community. We don't separate ourselves when we around each other. So I know if they listen to me right now, they know where I'm coming from. I'm not.
Oh man, nah, bro. Because you know what I'm saying. If you straight, you only use a serving spoon like this. Because if you use it like that, bro, it's a serving spoon. It's used as a spoon. Like, it serves a purpose. I just hate when people attach, you know, sexuality to something very common. That it's like every single little thing. Like, every single little thing. The hookah thing is a stretch, man. It's a stretch.
It's
and
a
it's
mad
one
stretch, y'all.
It's one of them things, like, bro, you basically are saying anyone who smokes anything, because the act of pulling from a hookah is the same thing as pulling a cigarette. It's the same thing as a blunt, a cigar,
whatever.
Any type of smoking. So now what you're saying is that anyone who smokes is gay. You know, so you're taking claim, hey, if you smoke, you're part of my community, or you want to be part of my community. Bruh, I just want to smoke.
Right.
You know, I'm smoking cigarettes.
You know the stupid ass shit about it is that you got people agreeing with it. Like, you know, it's really women and out here talking about, yeah, that's true. Like, that's true. So, you know, I'm like, yo, like, really, like, what, damn, like, what kind of society do we have at this point where a person could come with an opinion based on no fact? Everybody feels like it's agreeable enough to say, yeah, I'm gonna roll with that. Like, we gonna really look at men that use hookah and say, yo, if you smoking hookah, you gay. Like, you women, y'all so stupid. Y'all, anybody is trying to take the men from y'all. The gay men trying to take it, the transgender, everybody trying to take them in from y'all. And y'all sitting up here joining in with everybody just because they have the same tendencies as y'all. Like, y'all jumping in and teaming up with people, and y'all think that that's something that's really something to vibe with, and it ain't, yo. That shit corny. That's a huge stretch, yo, to be saying that a person that smokes hookah is gay. Like,
right, because it's crazy. Like, you really are taking an act that is just a normal act. Like, someone smoking in general. Hookah is just a type of smoke that you can listen. Can we just take it a step further? In most indoor establishments, you can't smoke cigarettes, you can't smoke weed, you can't smoke any cigars, you can't smoke anything, but you can now smoke hookah. That's the way that they got around it. In the 80s, you and I went to restaurants with our family in the 80s, and you could smoke in a restaurant.
Yep,
they smoked the cigarettes right there. Ashtrays in the restaurant, bro. And they took that away, And now, 30 something years later, here it comes back. But they say, okay, listen, you can't smoke cigarettes in here. Okay, fine. You can't smoke cigars. You can't smoke Black and Milds. You can't smoke nothing. But then they come
But
over and say,
you
well, hey,
hookah, yeah.
we got this hookah, which is more of a religious thing. It's coming from a different place. And now they couldn't find a way to exclude it. So just like there's cigar, lounges, there's hookah lounges. It
Exactly.
has nothing to do with your sexuality.
At all.
Nothing.
And not only that, just to say that, okay, a man that's using hookah, he's definitely or he's gay. Like just to say it so matter of fact like that. That's the
Yeah,
thing
like
I mean. Like you really saying it like you got the fact. Like it's the written rule. Like, yo, you should be smoking weed. You should never be smoking hookah. Now, mind you, if people that smoke weed could smoke weed everywhere they go, they would. They wouldn't
they
smoke no
would.
fucking hookah, yo. So the fact that you made that dumbass statement was crazy because people, even if women could smoke weed in the club, they would smoke too. They wouldn't be sitting up there smoking no hookah.
Right. It
Like
was a
people,
safe alternative.
yeah. Then people want, and then cigarettes is just the worst. You know what I'm saying? Like who the fuck
Hmm.
want to walk around smelling like cigarettes?
Right. Right.
But you gotta look at things, man. You gotta look at things, man. Let me look at the chat, yo. So we got some people in the comments. So let me check that out. The comments are wide open. If anybody that's watching right now, I'll say something about this topic, man, because I want to hear it from y'all, yo. Like, come on, man. Is smoking hookah considered men smoking hookah considered gay? I don't understand, yo. It's like it's a thing. I'm gonna play the clip again, just for the people that just jumped on, because some people that just jumped on, I want to play the clip. Like, this is a topic that's been going on all week. They're saying that men that smoke hookah is considered to be gay. Like, this is coming from a gay man who is saying this, a guy named Saucy Santana. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, here we go.
And unless you was unless you gay, like a gay boy, that's the only reason. That's the only way I'm letting you smoke hookah. If you not no gay boy, you a man. Put the hookah down. Put the hookah down and pick you up a grabber. Not with it.
All right. So there it is. That's him saying it more.
He doubled down on a dumb point. Like it. Oh
Yeah, yo. All right, so
this is the people that you take opinions from. Like people really listen to him.
From. Yep, they do. This is a guy. He got. I think he was on like a reality show. And he had all these other dudes. I don't know, but he's a guy that's supposed to be, in the new age of, this thing that's going on, especially with the Zeus Network. I think it's somebody. I don't really know. I'll have to do more research, but I don't really pay attention to that. I pay attention to all people, but I don't directly go to some place just to kind of personally see what people are doing. So, so in the chat we got my boy Pound. Pound is saying that's bad business. Yessie in the chat, Yessie was saying that you made a good point, Kev. Pound was like, sometimes you gotta laugh at everything nowadays. He's saying he will smoke his. He also said, I was smoke my CBD, and now the Indians was doing it a long time ago, which was really that was important. Indians was using it as a form of bonding between people when they was passing the peace pipe, but they was using weed. You know what I'm saying? You know how that goes. Some of them was using tobacco too. Let's just say that they were using like different types of tobacco, and then they were using hash too. So let's and it was using mushrooms as well too. So remember, it was different types of things depending on what we coming together for in the indigenous population. You know what I mean? Let me see. Yes, he says Saucy sounds like he wanted to hear himself talk. And then the dude Pound was like, they know hookahs come from the Indian tribe a long time ago. So, the fact that people really was agreeing with him was the thing that let me know that, you know what, like, yo, I wish I could I wish I could see everybody like literally so we know, like, yo, don't follow don't, because it's the stupidest thing. to have so
Right.
many people agree with such a non-important and just really not a non-factor thought. It's crazy, yo.
It's, dude made a statement to go viral, and he went viral, and it started a conversation piece. Cool. But people go out there and make completely wrong points all the time. Just that, you know what I'm saying? He probably don't believe it himself. He just said, listen, I'm on a platform. I'm going to make the biggest statement that I can make to draw some attention. And this is what they're going to play off of this whole segment. That lets me know he didn't have anything of substance to say, that he had to come up with something inflammatory. Just like, yo, what can I do to upset a lot of people or get people talking and put my name out there? 'Cause that's pretty much all it is, man. Because there's no way that he could believe that himself.
I
There's no
mean,
way. If he's
he
traveled
said it with
anywhere in the world,
information. Yeah.
man, listen, dude also had blonde hair, bro.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know what I'm saying? Like, dude also had blonde hair, man. And it's one of them things where I get it. I laugh at those skits that they do about like a racial draft. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, we'll give you Tiger Woods, but give us Travis Kelce. Like,
Yeah,
give us, it's a racial draft thing. It's funny, hee hee ha ha. But this guy is sitting here basically, he's jumping on the I don't even know what to call it. I don't want to. It's this whole like city girl mentality, like, and basically men ain't nothing. Use them. Let's try to keep alienating men. Let's keep just attacking. Listen, from my understanding, now mind you, maybe I'm small-minded, maybe I'm limited, but to me, just in my opinion, once again, I don't want to offend anybody. To be gay, you have to do sexual acts with a person of the same sex.
Right.
So the type of shirt that you wear, the way that you walk, the food that you eat, smoking hookah, doing anything else doesn't qualify you for that title. It's the actual sexual act with another man that would make a man gay, or in this new alphabet, you could just be, I don't know. That's how you get into that community.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Just
so
don't try to be
smoking.
specific at all.
Yeah, I can't be specific. I got to speak in generalities because that's the thing where
You don't want to
people
offend
might be
nobody.
mad. I don't want to
Yeah.
offend nobody, but that's the thing where how is it okay to try to attack straight men because we want to smoke hookah? Bro, if I go out this weekend, I'm gonna smoke hookah. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What's next?
listen,
Oh, if
B.
you
I
drink
don't.
Henny, you gay. Because there's
Yeah,
only
like
only only
nah.
gay dudes
Then it's
drink
gonna be
Henny.
wine. Nah, it's gonna be wine next. Then men can't
Yeah.
drink wine,
Oh,
and it's
you
like,
can't drink
dang,
wine because you put your pinky up, and that's an international sign
that you gay.
that you gay. If you tuck your shirt in and your pinky go up, that's it. That's the indicator. Come on, man.
Yo, listen, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not falling victim to what the mainstream people consider whatever they
Mm-mm.
consider, yo. I'm just gonna stand on my square, man. And we don't always. I mean, hookah is not a thing for us, but then when we do it, that's what we do. It ain't nothing that we ain't gonna sit up
Right.
there and be feeling like, yo, now we can't do hookah because a guy said that's gonna be considered gay for a straight man to be on hookah, man. That's weird, yo. Like, I'm not ever following nothing that nobody else say based on their opinion, man, when it comes to lifestyle. Like, we're not doing that. Then the last
Right.
thing that they should understand, like, men don't got no business trying to tell other men, like, how they should, like, that's, we be wilding. People out here really got this whole social media aspect. They got it really twisted, man. They really feel like, but what they say is law. Like, no, it's not, fam. Go have several seats, y'all. Cat still gonna burn hookah and stay out of, if you gay or whatever you profess, just stay out of straight people business then. Don't even worry about it.
Right.
You smoke what you smoke. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's
That
the
shit
thing.
cool.
That's the thing. If these comments was made going the other way, it would have been such the pushback. People, it would have been cancel culture. You know what
Oh
I'm
man,
saying?
ready.
You getting canceled. You getting canceled because how dare you say something? Like, that's the thing, man. Like you said, straight men got it hard enough. You got it coming from pause. That's a Vernon moment. Pause.
Yeah.
It's
Pause.
we're under attack We're under attack from so many different angles, from different classes of people. No matter how you want to break it down, you're already under attack. You know,
Facts.
I can't make jokes in the office place because it can be perceived a certain type of way. Me
Right.
and my friends, we can't share certain jokes. We can't look, I can't even look at nobody at work without it being, oh, well, I felt uncomfortable because blah, 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 blah. But because we're not protected. A straight man is not protected the way that people in the alphabet community are protected. So for you to come out and then start throwing haymakers and trying to, you know, basically attack someone else's masculinity, you know, you gotta sit here and say, well, what's the reasoning behind this? So many people are small minded, like these women that jump on that bandwagon, like, baby, he trying to take these men away from you and pull them towards his side. And he
Exactly.
wants you to sit here and try to get rid of a man that, you know, hey, well, if he you know, if he wear penny loafers, you know, oh, you know, he's part of my community.
Yep.
It's
So
2023. If a person wants to be a part of any type of community, there's nothing stopping you from pronouncing your love for it and your desire to be a part of it.
that's right, and it ain't nobody business. Like if a person is smoking hookah, it ain't up to you to necessarily assume that that's the lifestyle that they profess to live. So before we get out of here, is anybody else? Let me go back to the chats real quick and see anybody else that got something to say. Because if you're watching and you got something to say about this topic, you know what I'm saying? Expound, go in. We can chop it up a little bit longer, man. But other than that, you got Pound. Pound was up here. He was saying facts. He was like, just like old boy tried to say he saw me in castles, but never been in them. So I don't even know what castles is.
Word, yo, that's a true story. Like, that's
Yo,
crazy.
that's crazy,
Yeah,
right? Because
yeah, that's
everybody got a
crazy.
twin or something, right? Or at least that's what
Yeah,
they say. So you
and
could
people,
be looking like somebody, and they're like, "Yo, you was in there?" Like, "Oh shit."
listen, and a lot of times, man, listen, misery loves company, and people will do what they can to try to alienate you, man. They
That's
will do
facts.
whatever they can. If you're up for a promotion and you tell me, and I'm really a snake, I'm gonna go straight to the manager, like, hey, man, Robbie's sleeping on his lunch breaks. You know, he be clocking out 10 minutes late. You know, people
Yeah,
gonna do
trying to
whatever they
stop you
can to
from
try to
getting
tear
that.
you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly, man. It's
And
crazy.
I've heard stories like that. I've even heard like even Yessie, she told me a story one time that her and somebody was friends, and but they were up for the same promotion. But once she got the promotion, the lady didn't want to be a friend no more. Didn't want to
We
talk
ain't
to
friends
her.
no more.
You know what I'm saying? Just because she got the promotion, it was like, yo, all we could do is go interview. We can't tell them that we would like them to pick us, but they're gonna pick who they pick. Like it ain't up to me.
Right.
It's just that you got to go in there and handle your interview. But that's how people
Right.
are. You get what I'm saying? Like people will
Right.
really act like they happy for you, but really, deep down, they not.
They
They
not.
not. They not. Like today, which was really cool. But when I look at like all the content that we put up, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because every day I put up a new piece of content. I don't let every day. So we don't have the
Consistent.
same every day we put up a new piece of content, right? So then when people actually hit you up and they say, yo, man, I see what you're doing out here, yo, boom, boom, boom. Yo, that is a great feeling to have because whether they know it or not, a lot of times, depending on how they look at stuff, you can see that they saw it,
Right. You
right?
done seen it three,
You,
4 times, but
you can see,
now,
and they never said that. They don't share it. They don't hit the like button because all that stuff helps the algorithm so other people can see it. You know what I'm
right.
saying? It's like they don't want to do that because most people know that. They know that if they hit the like button, if they comment, it's going to push it to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to do that. They say they see you, they like what you got going on, but they don't interact with the stuff that you got going on so it could go a little bit further. And that's what I always say, like, these be the main people who, yo, put me on, put me in, let me get in, you know what I'm saying? Let me get in the game, coach. And then you be like, well, damn, son, like, you didn't even support none of the stuff that you saw before. Oh, no, I saw it. Yeah, you saw it, but you didn't react to it. What would you do? Even if even if you ain't like it, say that.
Yeah, give us some feedback. Hey, bro, Your beard dry. Damn. Okay.
Something.
Give me something. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like,
You know what I'm saying?
you
And
know,
then be hitting
yeah.
up and hitting me up like, yo, Rob, you need somebody in the joint? Like, no, I'm not going to hit you up because I see you. I see you looking at it, but you're not engaging in it to the point that lets me know that this is something you like. I think you just want to see yourself because you said you
Mhm.
could do it. Most people look at the
Right.
stuff that we do and it looks easy to them, like, yo, I could do it. I will do it.
Listen, didn't do it, but you know, it's listen, man. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share,
Team Collective
subscribe.
TV, man. Y'all do that, man. Y'all check us out, man. At least a good thing to do, like I said, man, just hit the like button or whatever. You know, it goes a long way. It doesn't go unappreciated. Trust me, we appreciate it for everybody that share, like, or comment on any of the content that we put up. You know what I mean? Just, you know, like I said, you don't if you don't want to, that's fine. Just don't
Hmm.
hit me trying to be in it. Like, don't do that.
Listen,
Like, that's all. Just don't do that because I can see you saw it. And
right.
so don't do that. You
That's
know what
the
I'm
thing, man.
saying? That's all.
People, it's crazy, man. I remember it was one of them little story tales that we learned as a kid. I think it was Little Red Riding Hood. I don't know who it was, but what they were doing was they was baking some bread. They were baking some bread and they was asking everybody in the community, "Hey, you want to help me bake this bread?" No, 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 I'm good. I'm good. I got something else to do. You want to help me bake this bread? No, nope. I got to do my taxes. Everyone had an excuse as to why they couldn't help this person make the bread. So then they went in there and did all the work themselves, baked the bread, and people can smell it all throughout the town. Guess what happened? All of these
Yeah.
people that were too busy came in and they wanted some of the bread. Like, don't don't wait till when it's made. Get in the kitchen and help me make it. You know,
Right.
and if you don't want to get your hands dirty, just like the content, share the
True.
content, give a comment. You know, if it's something, because these characters, man, these characters are based on real life situations. These are things that really happen, and we make light of things that really happen.
That's
And
right.
if you
And
can
it's
relate to
crazy.
something, just hey,
Just say, yo, yo, I like it. I know. Jump in. Can you see
yeah,
the comments, Kev? Can you see the comments?
yeah. Let me see,
Jump in,
because you
man.
know I'm on my phone.
Holla at your boy Pound, yo. He was saying that y'all gotta you and him got stories and shit, yo. So
Oh man, listen, we got stories for days, man. People know about the Uka. I mean, Kevin. Oh man, listen, yo, we got listen. For one, shout out to Pound, man. Listen, he dang, I've known him for 2007 is when I moved to Greenville.
right.
So I met him like 2007, maybe early 2008. So that's 15 plus years, man. And man, listen, we got stories for days. Been through a lot of different things. And one thing I can say about this man right here, he's gonna always support. He's gonna always show us support. And I commend people like that, man. As he mentioned, he got a CBD business. You can follow him for that information. Check my page. I share his stuff. He shares our stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to sit here and, you know, you got to appreciate a person for what they are and what they bring to the table. Him and I, we look at a lot of things the same. We looked at some
Right.
things different, but that's what kind of made our friendship and our bond more like a brotherhood. Like that's more like a
That's
brother to
dope,
me
man. Well, I double
because,
shout out to him,
yeah,
man, because he
yeah,
definitely been on the last few shows, man, giving his
for
feedback,
sure.
and that's important, man. That helps out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the algorithm, because as people engage, man, it pushes us out there to more people, and we can keep this thing going and keep it moving, man. Because that's the whole point about the platform, man. We can go anywhere. Eventually, though, we're gonna be in studio. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on some
Right.
things and all that, and we're gonna get a different day of the week. I still may show it on Tuesdays. I just probably won't go live, but we probably do some weekend dates. You know what I'm saying? Though I could get multiple people, and online allows me to be able to do it on a Tuesday because I can get
Right.
everybody. You know what I mean? But we're gonna be in studio soon. It's a lot of things on deck. I can't mention right now, but we building it and we getting everything together. So for those of y'all that are watching, eventually the podcast will be back on location. It started off on location, and so we'll be back on location and we'll be live in front of the cameras and inviting guests to the platform. And we're gonna be keep pushing, man. All of y'all that have been following the I Got 5 on it page, man, appreciate y'all. We got a bunch of new followers and likes, man. I appreciate y'all. And those that been coming to the comedy shows, every venue that we've taken a comedy show so far, people have showed up, y'all. And it's amazing, man. Like, even like this past weekend, we was downtown Fayetteville Street, our first show, downtown Raleigh and Fayetteville Street, and plenty of people came out. It was a lot of people that came out. We had 2 rooms, and it was people in both rooms, and it was dope. It was a smaller venue, of course, but I'm just saying, like, people are in the building for the comics. The comics are not just up there telling jokes to themselves or just telling jokes to other comics. It's actually people who come to listen to comedy, and I appreciate all the people that support the platform, Joe. So those of you that do comment, like, and subscribe to all our content, thank y'all so much, because it means a lot. Those of y'all that share it, a lot of y'all share the reels. Yo, for real, Kev, they be sharing a lot of the stuff, man. And I'm like I said, I'm thankful, man. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just never know. The shit that come out of my head, and then all of y'all help contribute to bringing that vision alive. People don't know that we don't use no scripts. I don't script nothing. I just come in there, we tell everybody what we're going to do. We figure out the scenario, and then everybody go in from there. So, you know, it's not easy. It looks like it, but we
make
do
it
shit
look
in
easy,
one
but it
take,
ain't.
yo. Like, we do one takes, y'all. Like,
Single
literally
take.
one take. Like, we've been working together so long that most of the people that are on my squad, yo, we run through in one take. And so, you know, and it takes a lot of work or practice or synergy for that to happen. So thank y'all.
Right.
Thank y'all, man. So, yo, any last words you want to tell the people, Kev, before we get out of here, y'all?
Once again, man, I just thank everybody for all of the support. You know, I would love to give y'all content full time, you know what I'm saying? But we need y'all help for that to happen. Like, share, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Get the merchandise, you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep posting links to the merchandise. You know, people ask me all the time, hey, can I get one of these shirts? Yeah, you got to just go to the site. I don't carry them on me. This ain't the days of me having stuff in my trunk. We don't do that no more. You know, everything is online. You know, you catch it, you run in the ride at one of these live events, man. See what he got on them. You know,
we have it on us, yo. It be on deck, yo. We
on
have
deck.
it on us.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, you looking for it? I got it.
Just go. Hey, look, just go to the link tree right there, and on the bottom of the screen, go to the link tree. Click on the merch tab, and it'll take you right to the website where you can purchase your merch. And if anything else, you can hit me personally. And on Instagram, you can hit me on Instagram personally. DM me, and you know, we can go from there, and I can make sure I get what you need and get it to you. So yeah, double shout out to all the people that watch us on Twitch. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Twitch TV, I really appreciate y'all because, you know, y'all look out for us, man, for the people that's over there. So without further ado, man, I just want to say, like I say all the time, remember, y'all, you got to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in you, nobody else will. You know what I mean? And don't forget that you only one step away from where you're supposed to be, but you just got to keep taking that step one at a time, yo, and just keep pushing, yo. I promise y'all, you'll get to where you're going, but you got to keep going. That's the only way you're going to get there. All right? So, Kev, double salute to you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be seeing y'all soon on set. And other than that, man, you know what I mean? Next week, yo, we'll be back at it. So, double shout out to all of y'all that watched tonight, everybody that engaged in the chat and jumped in and commented. I appreciate y'all. And, yo, we out of here, man. And until next time, yo, it's your boy Rod One, and this is Sparking Conversation, yo. Hold it down out here, yo.